Hello and
Hello?
welcome to Deep Cuts. I'll do it again. That's okay, Dean. Fucking guy.
Sorry.
We're on separate channels. You could just cut them out.
I know.
It's
But
the
it's
casing.
yeah. Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast where I give my three contestants three different movies, and they try to give me the most random, minor, or obscure actors from those films. The deeper the cut, the more points they get. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, the guy who puts ass and assistant host, Alex Young. Welcome to the show, Alex.
I'm gonna take it as a compliment, Jeff. Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
I'm good, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good, Alex. I know you just went to Montreal
I
and
did.
you went to Fantasia. You saw some films out there.
I did. I saw some good movies. I met Mike Flanagan, but I
And
want
he's
to
gonna
talk
be on
about.
he's gonna be on the show next week, right?
He's gonna be on the show next week. That would be wild. No, I want to talk about all of that next week because instead tonight I want to complain about the hotel I stayed in.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say the name of it because they did reach out to me on Google on one of my reviews, and they're like, "Thank you for your review. Sorry you had a hard time. Please contact us directly." And I'm like, "All right, let's see where this is going." So I did that, and I haven't heard back. But the hotel was very cute. It was in a great location. It was like a 5-minute walk from Concordia, where all the screenings are. It is 3 old mansions they converted into like a boutique hotel, and the rooms are like very cute. The staff is super nice. It had valet parking, which was like bougie and fun. And the bathroom was recently renovated. It was all marble. Like, it was really pretty. They did an awesome job.
But yeah, what could go wrong?
So the staff room was directly beside our room, and our wall is like paper thin. And so whoever was in there had very important calls at 8 a.m. and they were so loud. Like, I couldn't understand a word they said, but I could hear everything. And it woke my partner and I up like immediately. Like, no matter what time you went to bed, 8 a.m. wake up call every morning. The bathroom, the extraction fan didn't work for the steam from the shower.
Yeah.
And so I'd come home from the movie and my partner had showered, and our entire room was a sauna. It felt like the jungle. It was so humid and so hot. We like cranked the AC and it didn't do anything. So I went to the front desk. I'm like, "Hi, the vent doesn't work, or the fan doesn't work. The ceiling is literally dripping from the condensation, which seems problematic, but also like it sucks and it's hot in our room. Can you send someone to look at it?" But at this point, it's like midnight, and they're like, "Well, our maintenance staff left, but we'll send a security guard and he'll have a look." He never showed up. So I went the following morning, and I'm like, "Hello, same problem." And we'd also like run out of body wash, which was never replaced in the room, and we were using the like little hand soap, which anytime you get turn down service, they're like, even if you used it once, here's a new soap. No new soap. So I was at the front explaining the vent situation again, and the lady's like, "Yes, no problem." She wrote down the room. She's like, "You guys are about to head out. No problem. We'll get a person to look at it. That's great. Also, have you heard about our like environmental whatever, where we don't do turn down service in your room, and it's great for the environment. Plus, we plant a tree." And I'm like, "We're out of soap, though.
Yeah.
That's really nice, but we're like out of soap." Anyway, so we came back. The vent, I don't know if anybody looked at it. It had not been fixed. All the towels were gone that had been used, and no towels were replaced. So we literally, my shower, I had to dry off with just like a face cloth. And I'm like, "This sucks." And it took forever because it's little. And then on the last day, we're leaving, and they're like, "Give us 10 to 15 minutes notice for your car, for the valet. Or if you have a time, give us a time." So we were grabbing breakfast. I'm like, "In about half an hour, coming over the car." And they're like, "No problem at all," for room 102. And then 34 minutes later, we're at the front, and she's like, "Oh, great timing. Here's the guy with your car. Here's my colleague with your car." I'm like, "Ah, fabulous." And he hands me the keys, and I'm like, "What are these for?" And he's like, "Your car, a blue Honda." And I'm like, "Nope, red Hyundai, but I guess close alphabetically. I don't know." So the guy's like, "Oh, you know what? I grabbed 120, not 102." And I'm like, "Fair enough. That's an easy mistake." And the lady behind the counter, she's like, "It's okay. Like, they're just around the corner. It'll take them like 1 minute." This guy didn't drive the car back.
He left that car there.
Yep. The wrong
Walked.
car that he brought, which you would think, one, has to go back anyway, but you would drive it to the parking lot. He walked. So it was 15 minutes that we had to wait for my car to be delivered. And to the guy's credit, when he showed up, he's like handed me the keys and like immediately ran back in the hotel. Like he did not wait for a tip because he knew there was not one coming. So fair enough. But honestly, aside from that, it was a fabulous weekend. I love Montreal. The festival was great. And I'll tell you all the good stuff next week, but I wanted to complain first because that's much more satisfying.
Well, I'm glad you got that all off your chest, Alex.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, I'm happy to have you here for our 15th episode. People said we wouldn't make it this long, Alex. So
are people even that invested in us in any way?
I mean, there's probably a one or two people who are like, and probably myself was one of them. This will last 6 episodes. So out of spite, here we are with episode 15.
That fuels us through most of our activities in life, Jeff, is spite.
Yes, spite. And so with us tonight, I think this could be fun because we have 2 returning players who have never won. So going up against you, I would say we have mathematically, there's a 66% chance that we will have a first-time winner tonight. With us first, all the way from somewhere east of me, I don't know, Oshawa, Whitby, Ajax, I don't know where she's at, Jess Taylor. Jess, welcome to the show.
Hi, Jeff. It's Ajax, in case you need to know.
Somewhere in Durham.
No, it's in Durham.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me back. Happy to be here as always. I don't know how I got an invite back, considering my score last time was probably the best ever, but
by best you mean worst. Worst.
Best.
Yes, it was the worst best ever. I mean, you're on the leaderboard one way or the other. You're there.
One way or the other. Maybe third time's a charm. So we'll see.
Hey, I want to say you can't do any worse.
But I could surprise
Don't jinx it.
Yes. Don't jinx it. Like, you don't. I still can make everybody else look that good.
Also with us, coming back for his second game. He had a pretty strong game his first time around. Who was he up? Oh, it was him and Ashley. That's right. But he had a strong game. It was a strong game. We have Dean Harrison. Dean is a retired a cappella singer whose band once opened for Canadian rock legends April Wine. Welcome to the show, Dean.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, when I got to ask,
Sure.
When did you open for April Wine?
It was it was probably about, I was 18 or 19, so probably in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh wow! So they were
April Wine.
Yeah, they were still people still knew who they were.
I mean, they were definitely on the tail end of their career. To be honest, I had no idea who they were. All I know is that it was at a buddy's cottage in Muskoka, and everyone was super excited. I can't believe you're opening for April Wine. I can't believe you're opening for April Wine. And I'm just like, who's April Wine? Why should I make this a big deal?
Yeah.
It's just.
And this was all before Amy Winehouse, so you were like, "It's not even." Is she related?
Yeah.
Is this girl April? Is she like a knockoff?
Right. I was like, "What's going on?" Yeah. So, so all of a sudden they said, "Hey, we were singing at this thing called the Cranberry Festival in Muskoka,"
okay.
And then someone heard us and said, "Hey, you guys should open because we're looking for an opening act for April Wine." And somehow someone thought that was a great idea. No one told us that April Wine was like this die-hard hard rock Canadian band, and we were just like this 4-part harmony a cappella group. So we went out and we did like real like classics like In the Still of the Night and The Lion Sleeps Tonight and sort of like those classic 4-part harmonies. And all of a sudden, like it was like a sea of people and they just did not know what to do. And you could see the person in the side wing sort of like trying, okay, let's get you off now. Let's get you off now.
We misjudged that situation.
Oh, it was, I was like, you want us to open for these guys? Like I was dumbfounded, but yeah. So that was the biggest concert we ever, biggest band we've ever opened for, and it was the last band we ever opened for. So
I'm picturing you guys like in the Blues Brothers when they end up at that country and western bar.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And everybody just starts like throwing bottles until they sing the Rawhide theme.
They were the good thing. People were very polite, but you could tell it was utter shock.
They're not going to go too crazy. They're going to like grumble into their beer, but that's
exactly. Who the fuck are these guys?
Nobody wanted to do like the a wimbo way.
Yeah, no.
Nobody wanted to do that. Nobody wanted to chime in on that. Okay.
It was probably and it was just funny because it was like, like they had these huge, like big speakers, and it was just sort of like this rock energy. And then we came out, And they gave us like, ladies and gentlemen, coming from all the way from Toronto, it's the Roar. And everyone's like, and we're like,
It's
yeah,
like,
we're all running up.
"Baby
Yeah,
on board."
exactly.
yeah.
exactly.
What was I picturing? Or I was imagining. Alex, you just. I had a song in my head, a nice little.
Ha!
Hello, my
Yeah.
darling. Hello, my baby.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah,
my
yeah.
ragtime. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably a little more modern than that, Jeff. But yeah,
There's also the B sharps from The Simpsons. So
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
thanks for reviving your career and being here with us.
Oh, thank you.
For episode 15 of Deep Cuts. So tonight's show, we're going to try the thing that we did a few weeks ago, Alex, where I'm going to give you guys an actor. And I want you to try to come up with the most obscure, random, deep cut credit for this actor. Whoever gets the deepest cut will get to choose if they want to go first, second, or third.
Why are you saying it in slow motion?
Yeah.
It was the speed it needed to be.
It feels like it's been a long
might
time.
Want to take it again and cut out that first part.
Listen, I can edit out.
I kind of agree and get a
spaces.
Can you speed yourself up in post? Because
you know what I can do? I can edit you out entirely from the show.
This is the
what
tempo
I can do.
where we're gonna do this on NPR after these breaks.
Thanks, Alex.
Look at Ira Glass over here. Jesus Christ.
Sometimes people ask me, like, is it getting easier to do the show? And at times like these, I would say no, it's not getting easier because Alex is just getting to be a bigger dick every episode.
Oh, wow.
I hope when this is done, Jeff has re-recorded that line, but like in post later, and it clearly doesn't match. Like it was an obvious ADR, but then he keeps everything else in, so we all seem like jerks.
Okay, tonight's actor, Denzel Washington. What is the most obscure credit you can give me for Denzel Washington?
And if we can't think of a super small role, an obscure movie is our second best choice, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess just whatever.
Because like he's typically the star in shit.
I know.
That's what I was about to say.
It's tough, and he doesn't have a ton of credits. Like most things he's in, he is first, second, or third build. And I will say this does not include any appearances on talk shows, music videos. It has to be a TV show or a movie.
Right,
this is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
Even when I made
I'm trying to think of if he's done any voice acting, and I feel like he has. I just can't.
I don't want to give anything away, but I don't know if he has, Jess. I would just come up with the shittiest movie you can think of, and that might win it for you. Because most of the time he's in extremely good movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
man, that's a tough one. Especially if you're trying to do something that he's not like the star.
He's the star every time.
You almost have to take a movie where he's the star of, but nobody remembers that was a movie.
Yeah, I think that's
or that it just was not very good, and people have forgotten about it. Like there's a few. I wrote down most of his credits.
Okay,
and like even the bottom ones, I'm like, yeah, I remember that movie. Like,
right? He's just one of those actors that no matter what he's in, he's the star. Even if he's like supporting, he's still kind of the star. It's
he always steals the movie.
Yeah,
the man never phones it in.
No, it's like Robert Downey Jr., right? Like as fucked up as sometimes he can be, he always finds something that makes you think, man, I really love that. That was a shitty movie, but I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear on here? I totally didn't even think of that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
at least PG-13.
Like, okay. Right.
No, I always put the explicit content on it when I post it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just assume at some point someone has sworn in our episode.
I was just starting to swear like a sailor, so I thought I'd hold.
All right. So usually I let the newest player go, but Alex, I'm going to make you go first this time.
Okay. So I wrote down 2, but I'm going to go with St. Elsewhere.
Okay.
Because I feel like
pretty good.
If I'm going to the beginning of his career, I know he's the star or part of the ensemble, but
he's in like 160 episodes of the show, so it's tough to say, but
it's far back.
It's pretty fair. Jess Taylor, you've been with us 2 times before, so I'm going to make you go second here.
Okay.
Denzel Washington.
I also wrote down 2, but pretty sure he's the lead in both, so I'm just going to go with Man on Fire.
Man on Fire, yes.
Great movie.
Wasn't he nominated for an Oscar for that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Revenge
probably.
is.
I probably picked that. Yeah, I picked the good ones.
Dean
Revenge is
Harrison.
I'm gonna go Mo Better Blues.
Mo Better Blues. Yep. That's definitely probably the most obscure.
Totally.
Alex, I'm gonna put you second, and Jess, Man on Fire is third. The things I had like as his was Deja Vu is kind of middle of the road, but I got like The Preacher's Wife.
Yeah.
Virtuosity.
But he's still the star of Virtuosity.
I know.
Right?
He's the star of everything. But like compare that to like, there's Much Ado About Nothing. He was in Devil in a Blue Dress.
Yep.
Glory, Cry Freedom. He got game. He's the star in everything.
Yeah.
But
he's Denzel,
he got game.
Jeff.
Yeah.
He's goddamn Denzel Washington, man.
Was he in? I'm trying to, because I can't think of the name of the movie, and I just wanted to ask because the one with Gerard Butler where he's like trying to. Oh my god, I'm not even going to be able to describe the movie at this point. Gerard Butler, like he tries to get a vengeance for his family.
That's every Gerard Butler movie.
That's a good point. Yeah,
that sounds like Man on Fire. Oh no, Man on Fire is the one where
is it Law-Abiding Citizen?
But it's not Unbreakable. What?
Yes,
Law-Abiding Citizen.
Yeah,
Law-Abiding Citizen.
That was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's not in that. It's a
so now I'm going racist.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, like Out of Time would have been pretty good. The Bone Collector.
Oh wow.
Any points for Game Night, Jeff?
Is he in Game Night?
No, but
but the picture of him, the girl says she slept with Denzel,
and they show the picture at the end, and it's obviously a different guy.
Yes. No points
That's
for that.
funny.
So, Dean.
Yes.
You get to choose where you would like to go, first, second, or third.
What's usually the consensus?
I'll tell you this. Alex always likes going third because you get to kind of see what other people are thinking. It gives you those double picks, and Alex gets really mad when you take his spots.
I do.
Then 100.
But if Jeff is softballing it, first might be a good choice because you can pull the deepest cut if everybody
right
knows
away.
it. Which did work out well for me in the Hot Fuzz episode.
So you know what's funny, Jeff? When you asked me to give you some movies for this, I realized that a lot of the movies that resonate with me I love the soundtrack. So I actually don't know a lot of the act, but I'm like, I love like the cinematography, or it was just like, like it's just shit like that. And it's not like, I do enjoy the performances, but once you get dwindling down past the main or maybe secondary characters, I'm just sort of like, fuck, I hope I know what I'm doing. Anyways, that being said, I'll go first.
All right. Dean is penciling himself in for first place, or at least first guess. Alex, you get to choose second or third.
I will take my usual third, and I do hope at one point Dean like totally blanks, and he's just like, I think "Heard It Through the Grapevine" was used in the third act.
Listen, bro, that's a strong possibility.
I mean, it's a great song.
So Jessica Taylor, that's going to put you in at the second spot for guessing for deep cuts. I will tell you guys before I give you the three movies, there are 1, 2, 3 actors that cross over and appear in more than one film. So there are some bonus points. I would say they're all very easy to remember.
Okay.
So they're
you
on the board.
Easy. You
know,
say
right?
easy.
They are. They're super easy to remember. Okay.
Jess, he doesn't know who he's dealing with, eh?
No, I know. But
That's okay.
I am happy with my second spot. I feel like it's a nice nestled in.
It's a comfortable place to be. It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's the
I feel
cozy.
cozy. That's the word I was thinking for, cozy.
Okay. First up, 2004 comedy, Anchorman.
Okay.
2008 comedy, Tropic Thunder. And now for the first time, this does not have many people in it. I thought it was going to have more, but the first time ever we're doing an animated film. 2010's How to Train Your Dragon. So Anchorman, Tropic Thunder, How to Train Your Dragon. 3 crossovers. Dean, take a few seconds, minutes if you need it. Write down some names. And then you will be on the board with your first deep cut guess.
Okay. I'm going to go Tropic Thunder.
Okay.
And I'll do Bill Hader.
Very nice.
Oh,
12 points for Bill Hader.
Ooh.
As I don't know, I think he's like an executive producer or something on the film, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
And I think he's speaking with a British accent the whole film.
Is he?
I just watched it today, and
Oh,
he's
did you? Okay.
definitely speaking with an accent.
That's funny. Can we talk about the movie as we go on?
Sure.
And you can just be careful
All right.
to not say anyone's name.
Right.
And also remember, if you say something about a certain scene, you might be queuing someone up
Right.
for like, oh, that's right, that guy is in it. But hey, man, we can talk about the movie.
No, I'm going to shut up for now.
That's what this is about.
I mean, you can talk about it. I've only seen it once, so.
We got to play the game, right? That's okay.
Jess Taylor, what's your first deep cut?
I'm going to go from Anchorman. I really hope I'm saying her name right. I'm thinking of Catherine Hahn. She also plays the wife.
You got it. You got her name? Yep.
Yes.
Yep. She is like kind of the assistant to the lead actress in that film. Catherine Hahn, 10 points.
Well done.
Thank you.
I always like Catherine Hahn.
I find her hilarious in everything she's been in.
And I mean, even if she's not funny, like I like her in dramatic roles. Like what was that show? Like Mrs. Fletcher. Like it was a comedy, but
she was really good in that show.
She was great in that. And like, there's a kids movie that I've watched a few times with my kids called The Last Mimsy, which is not a good movie by any means, but like she's great in it. And she's married to Rainn Wilson for some reason.
Question, Jeffrey.
Yes, Dean.
Are we doing? Actually, I'll wait till my turn and I'll ask.
Okay. Interesting. Alex, you have your first and your second deep cut guesses.
Okay, so I'm going to do one from Tropic Thunder, which is Tobey Maguire. Sorry, MTV Best Kiss winner, Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire for 15 points.
Wow.
That is maybe my favorite of the trailers.
Yeah,
in
it's
that
the best
movie.
one. Satan's Alley.
Satan's Alley, where they're touching each other's rosary beads.
Yes.
And they're just like, and there's only one line in the whole trailer, and that's just the lead going, oh, and there's no other lines in the whole trailer for that movie.
Yeah, and the Gregorian chant. I can't remember the name of the song, but that Gregorian chant in the background, it was like played everywhere. It's hilarious.
That was a good one. Alex, you have another deep cut guess.
I'm going to take one of the How to Train Your Dragons and I will take Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig. Yeah, I can't remember what her name is. She might be Tough Nut, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig for 8 points.
Less than expected.
I mean, there's not many people in that movie now that I do it. So, and she's like she's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal, Alex.
All right.
Jess Taylor, what's your second deep cut?
I'm going to stick with what I know and stay with Anchorman. Because I like it. It's good. Let's go with Ben Stiller.
Oh, well, you know what, Jess? He's also in Tropic Thunder.
Crossover.
Now, he's not worth a ton of points in Tropic Thunder.
No, he's not.
He's literally worth 1 point.
Yeah.
But you are getting a bonus point. Let me double check. He is one of the anchormen from the rival news stations.
Yeah. One
is he on the Spanish speaking?
The Spanish speaking one. Sorry,
and the streets run red with Burgundy's blood.
Yeah. Yes. There's so many cheesy lines in that.
So bad.
It's kind of great.
Yeah.
How far down is this guy? Ben Stiller.
How far down? Jeff never said that for me.
Oh, there he is. He's 12 points. He's 12 points because there's so many people in it.
Oh, wow.
So Ben Stiller gets you a total of 13 points.
Wow.
Very good. That's one of the 3 crossovers. Dean, now you had a question for me before that you were going to.
Well, I was going to ask if because there's been a couple of Anchormans. Are we just doing the first one?
Just number one. Just number one. Yeah, that would be a huge list.
Which I'm worried I'm getting some of the cameos from the second one.
Me too.
In the first.
Yeah,
and it's a dangerous territory. I know, but that scene is rife with cameos.
Like I'll tell you, like Harrison Ford's not in this one.
Yeah, I know.
In the second one.
Okay.
He's not in Anchorman 1. So Dean, what is your second deep cut?
I'm gonna go Anchorman, Will Smith.
Incredible.
No?
He's in Anchorman 2.
Ah, okay.
Dean, my fears.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't remember, but I thought I'd throw it out there.
And I was like, wait, am I wrong? And I'm like, no, he's from.
Because there's that one. Anyways.
Hey, I mean, I know what you're talking about, and you just asked the question if we're doing Anchorman 2 as well, and yeah, he is in Anchorman 2.
Okay.
Oh, that sucks, Dean. This
That's
early in
okay.
the game, big X. All right, you can bring it back. What's your third deep cut, Dean?
Okay, well, let's do Tropic Thunder.
He doesn't have any.
Danny McBride.
Yes,
Good
Danny
one.
McBride as the explosions expert.
Yeah.
For 8 points.
Oh, it's not bad.
It's better than 0.
Jeff, you're so good at math.
Jess Taylor, you are currently tied for the lead
That
me?
will never
with Alex. Yeah, you guys are tied.
That's
So,
crazy.
what is your third deep cut, Jess?
Because there's not, as you mentioned, there's not really like a big cast in How to Train Your Dragon. I'm just gonna pull from that just in anticipation. I'm hoping I'm right. I think I remember Jonah Hill.
You're right for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Jonah Hill is one of the other.
He won't. I feel like he's not gonna be.
No, I mean Kristen Wiig was 8, so Jonah Hill is 6.
I'm fine with that.
All right, that's not bad. Alex, what's your third deep cut? And then I'll give you guys a point breakdown just so you know where you're at.
Okay, so from Anchorman, I'm going to take Fred Armisen.
Yeah, that's a good one, Alex. I kind of forgot he was in it.
He's the club owner.
That's
I
right.
will
Yeah.
not eat cat poop.
Fred Armisen for 12 points. And with that brings us to the halfway point in the game. Alex, you have 35. Jess, you have 29. Dean, you have 20. So I think it's still anyone's game.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did Alex have again? Sorry.
35,
Okay.
29, 20. So within reach.
Within reach.
Within reach. Alex, you got to have something deep.
I
deep in your
don't
pocket.
have something deep. I've given you my deeps, Jeff.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really know Anchorman that well. As much as the meme I saw the other day online that said before the internet, men used to sit around and quote Anchorman at each other for literal hours, which does describe my entire grade 11 experience. It was not like, and can you believe so-and-so was in it? It was all just, 60% of the time it works every time bullshit.
Sex
But
Panther, yes.
so I'm going to go with Tropic Thunder, and I'm reasonably sure he's in it. Is Justin Theroux in that movie?
Justin Theroux is a writer and a producer of the film. I just double checked. He is not credited in IMDb as appearing in the film. I think there was deleted scenes where he's like a DJ or something like that, but he does not appear on IMDb.
And those are our rules. Okay, all right. I'll take that X then. Jess, it's your game.
Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I double checked it because I did the list originally and I watched the movie and I didn't see him, and then I saw his name in the credits as a producer and I'm like, well, that's weird that he didn't show up at all in it. So I went to like Wikipedia and it's like all his scenes were deleted, and when I went back to IMDb to double check, he's not there. So I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry.
That's
Alex.
okay.
Jess Taylor, the door
That's
is open
harsh.
for you.
This is crazy.
I know.
This is uncharted territory. I'm gonna definitely stick with Anchorman because that's the one I know the best. I'm gonna try Tim Robbins. See how much he's worth.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is. Tim Robbins is one of the other rival news anchors
He
for
is.
12 points.
Oh yeah. Winnie the Pooh doesn't know what to do.
Jess, you might be running away with it, man.
I don't know. Don't say that yet.
It's still close. It's still close. Dean Harrison, you have your fourth and your fifth deep cut picks here.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with Tropic Thunder. I'm gonna go Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel.
Baruchel, sorry.
Yes. Who is also the star of How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh,
So he's only worth 1 point for that.
Right.
Since he is the star of it.
You just gestured to all of me.
I was just like, so he's 6 points for Tropic Thunder. Because honestly, watching that movie today,
He's the star.
yeah.
I would say between Ben Stiller, anybody who says Ben.
Well,
We already got him.
yeah.
We already used
We
him.
got
Okay,
it.
yeah. So Ben Stiller, and then
A couple others.
a couple others, and even one of the others, I think Jay Baruchel has more screen time and more lines.
Yeah,
than
he's actually
one
the
of-
glue. He's actually the glue of the whole. You're right.
Yeah, and honestly, Alex, in that movie, he reminds me of you because there's all those scenes where he's walking through the jungle and he's like, oh, like Rennie Harlan doesn't get the credit he deserves as a director, and he's just going on and on about he's like, Ford Fairlane was a pretty good movie, for a Andrew Dice Clay vehicle, you got to give him credit. It's pretty good.
I'd be offended, but that sounds right.
Yeah,
No, it's good.
he's talking about the difference between Blu-ray and DVD and why it's better, and he's like, that's all about porn. It's whatever porn facts, that's what's gonna win. And one of the actors is like, "Are you talking to me?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, anyone who will listen." Sorry, Dean, what did you have? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna make a random side note. That scene was actually ad-libbed. Like the
Oh,
whole
was it
DVD.
really?
Yeah. Because I full disclosure, like Tropic Thunder is one of my favorite movies, but on the DVD cut with the directors talking, they actually talk a little bit about that, about how that scene got created. Anyways, it was just kind of like a fun little thing that he threw it in. Yes, I thought it reminded me of Alex as well. So there you go.
I'm surprised Jay
Thanks.
Baruchel's not a bigger star than he is.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, did you guys see Blackberry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome in Blackberry.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
incredible.
and
He's
so is
incredible
Glenn
in
Howerton.
Blackberry.
They're both awesome.
Yeah, and just the tension in that movie is just like unreal. They just sort of capture the moment. It's really nice. Anyway.
Dean, you have
Yes.
another deep cut.
Oh,
Your fifth one.
How many do I have left?
You get 6 total, so this is your
Okay.
second last one.
Tom Cruise in
Tom Cruise and
Good one.
Tropic
Tropic-
Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Tommy Cruise for 8 points because it
Oh.
is kind of
It's
a
very
famous. It's a very famous
It is.
cameo.
It is. It's funny. When I first saw that movie, I didn't even know it was him until the very end when it said
Amazing.
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And I
really?
was in the theaters with my boys, and we're just like, "Fucking no way!" We're just like, we lost it. We're just like-
And then we all bought a ticket to Rock of
Yeah,
Ages, and we were just as
exactly.
impressed.
Anyway,
Jess Taylor, what is your 5th deep cut?
Anchorman.
Come on, Jess. Come on,
Anchorman
Jess.
from the same scene because that scene is so good.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
gonna
That's
go
gonna win
Luke-
it for you, Jess.
I'm gonna go Luke Wilson.
Yep.
oh, damn it.
That was my next one on my list. I swear to God, Jessica. Oh, you're
Luke-
dead to me.
Luke
Oh.
Wilson,
Love you
12
too.
points, because pretty much all those guys in that scene are going to be worth about the same amount of points.
Mhm.
So
Son of a
12
bitch.
points for Luke Wilson. Solid cut.
Great move.
Alex, you have your 5th and your 6th. You better make them count right now.
So
Like
I'm gonna
Jess.
do 2 from Tropic Thunder because I don't think it's worth the gamble on How to Train Your Dragon since there is only a cast of like 8 or 9, really.
Yeah, and I was going to say, unless you know some very, very deep people in that one who kind of do the voices of the dragons, which were surprising to me, I wouldn't bother.
I mean, I could guess, but I don't want to risk it because I feel like I burned my luck on Justin Theroux, and by that I mean I had no luck.
And I will tell you this, it's not one of those like where it's like Frank Welker.
I was just gonna say, is it
or-
Frank Welker?
or like a Tara Strong. Like it's not a famous voice person. They are
Got it.
famous people doing voices of dragons.
Which is insane, and I didn't know that.
Which if you don't know who they are already, then don't bother trying to
But
figure it out.
don't
Fair
the
enough.
dragons just make like sounds?
Yeah, and that's why it's weird that these people do the sounds of
Yeah.
Well, it's
like-
like
it's-
Alan Tudyk is the voice of Hey in Moana. He's the chicken
That's right.
who doesn't speak. It just
Nope.
makes chicken sounds.
Well, and all the minions
Love it.
in the Minions movies, like used to be like Jermaine Clement and all
Yeah.
this stuff. I'm like, why? They're just going like meh, 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 meh. Like they're not talking.
Get
so
any
why
7-year-old off the street and they can do it for less.
Yeah.
Or how about Vin Diesel? Vin Diesel in
For
Guardians?
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of
know.
the Galaxy. Right? I am Groot. He got paid
That's it.
10 million for that.
Yeah, and well, I mean, he
Wow.
did such great work in Iron Robot or Iron Giant.
I'm
that
trying.
They just needed to get him again. So
But to be fair, Iron Giant destroys my soul every time I see it. Although, to be fair, a little bit so does Guardians Volume 3. So fair point.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
I can give you some deep cuts for that cast. Linda Cardellini in Guardians
Yeah.
Volume 3. She's one of the animals.
yeah, doesn't count. Is she Floor? I think she might.
Nathan
be Floor.
Fillion has a small role.
Nathan
Nothing?
Fillion.
All right. Okay, so for these movies,
Yeah,
I'm
the
gonna go
ones we're
with Tropic
doing.
Thunder.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Tropic Thunder, and I'm going to do Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte is the writer of the book that they are turning into the movie Tropic Thunder. Is worth 8 points.
I figured, yeah, about that.
Yeah. I mean, he's actually. I didn't know he was in it as much as he was.
He's in it quite a lot. He's in it he's very much like Danny McBride's right hand man. I know the sound it makes when they lie. And then you know what? I'm gonna gamble because I feel like I forgot he was in this movie until I watched it about a year ago. Because it is a smaller role, but he's a famous actor, so I'm gonna take a swing. But running a TiVo through the jungle, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey, yeah, he's worth 10 points because he honestly has more screen time than Tom Cruise does.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's him, unlike Dean, who was surprised at the end of Tropic Thunder when he saw that it was Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I mean,
So Matthew McConaughey is worth 10 points.
He is surprisingly in it less, considering he's Matthew McConaughey, and it came out in 2005.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
something like
I mean, there's a lot of people in that movie that you're like, why did you come in this movie to do one scene?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's good in it. Jess, I don't want to tell you where the points are right now.
Don't.
I'm gonna look at it. I just want to see. Okay, I see where it is. Jess, what's
Okay.
your last deep?
She's
cut?
about to pull another 12 points.
Right.
No, I don't think I am. So, like, I'll be honest. It's bugging me because so in the bar scene in Anchorman, clearly you guys know my favorite movie out of these three, and I've seen it way too many times. The bar scene where he's like Ron's like trying to, like the bartender he's talking to, I can picture him, and I just
Jess, don't overthink this one. Just
So,
put some points on the
just
board.
put some points on the board.
Don't
Okay.
throw up an X. Like that will be the difference at the end of
That
this
will
game.
be the difference.
Is two people threw up X's, and
Yeah.
if you don't throw up an X, I think you can win this game.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think if I can think of any other.
I hope she pulls a Darren right now and she's like, and then pulls some like 17-point bullshit.
Mhm.
I don't know if I really don't know if I will. I'm trying to think. I'm really like digging deep in like within Anchorman, but I think I might just play it safe, and I might just go Gerard Butler, because doesn't he play the dad in How to Train Your Dragon?
Man, you were still risking it. Like
Yes.
the fact that you're not sure
Yeah, I know.
was a little
I know.
crazy that you went for it, but Gerard Butler is the father of
Okay.
Hiccup. He's worth
Yeah.
4 points.
I'm okay with that.
4 points, pretty good. I feel
4
like
points.
anyone on the news team would have got you the same number of points or less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
think
should
that's
have
probably
gone.
that's a safe
I-
guess. I think you did the right choice.
Yep. That's
Well,
fair.
I should have gone somebody else.
I mean,
Actually,
there's still a double deep cut available that would have gotten you pretty good points and is
Yeah.
actually a very obvious actor.
he is,
So-
and I feel like I just had a panic moment because I thought of him because I was trying to think of like somebody better, and then when I didn't, why I went to Tower doesn't matter. Hopefully,
All
it's
right.
fine.
Dean, you are, let's see where we're at here. You need something- you need
I would say
something
good
pretty-
radio, that dead
I know,
silence,
right?
but Jeff will
Okay.
cut it out in post. It's fine.
I know you guys make that joke every time that it's radio, but you know this isn't live. I can do so many tricks with it.
That's
And
true.
Dean,
Yep.
it's your final
Okay.
deep cut.
My final deep cut. Okay, I'm going to. I think I'm going to have to go to near the end of the movie. And this might not be on IMDb, or I'm going to say it anyways. John Voight.
It is on IMDb, and I do
Well
remember the scene.
Done. Isn't it
that
at
is-
the Oscars?
It's at
Yeah.
the Oscars when
And I think Jason Bateman. Oh, actually,
Jason
never mind.
Bateman. Yeah, it's all right.
It's fine,
You're
it's
the
fine.
last.
Yes,
You're the
yes.
last
Oh,
one.
that's
Yeah,
fine,
there's a
okay.
bunch of people there.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. John Voight, 18 points.
Oh, Dean.
I'm not going to give you the points yet, the total, because I think it's actually very close.
It's very
between all
close.
three of you.
That's I'm mad at myself. I'm gonna be
Does-
mad at myself. I'm gonna.
Does anybody else know who the other double deep cut was? Is there any
Is it-
guesses?
Is it Christopher Mintz-Plasse?
No, it's Jack Black.
I was going to say Jack Black. Yeah.
Jack Black
That's
kicks the
right.
dog off the bridge in Anchorman.
Oh, I didn't remember that at
Yeah.
all. But I know
He
he's like
kicks-
Jeff Portnoy in.
Oh my god! I
Atomic
forgot
Yes.
he's on the motorcycle.
He's on the motorcycle and he takes Baxter the dog and he punts him into the river and
Yeah.
he just cries
Now-
the whole time.
It's funny
Yeah.
now that you say that scene. You're like, of course,
Of course,
he
no, I
would,
know. As
right?
soon as,
Yeah.
as soon as you say that, also, I wanted to know because I'm an idiot. And Vince Vaughn, how much would he have been worth?
Vince Vaughn, once
Well.
again, all those other anchors would have been about 12 points because they're all
But like,
kind of
I'm
the
mad
same.
at myself, like, as I had Vince Vaughn as well, and why
you went for Gerard
Yeah.
Butler. Yeah, I was
Don't
just okay.
But
So
wait, Jeff, my only other one, Fred Willard. How many
Fred Willard
points
is an
Fred Willard?
Anchorman, 8
Yeah.
points
8 points. Okay.
because he is like their main boss.
yeah,
their
I
boss.
wondered about that.
Whose shitty kid is always doing stuff on the phone?
Yes.
Yeah. Chris Parnell is also an Anchorman. Why run? And he's just crying. Like, why did you say those
Oh, yeah.
words?
Yeah, I wondered who that
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
That's right.
A good one from Anchorman is Seth Rogen as the
Oh,
overeager cameraman at the very end when they're watching the
Oh, that's
Bears.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got maybe one or two lines.
Yeah, I
Paul F.
forgot.
Tompkins, Danny Trejo is in the bar at one point.
Yep.
Jeez.
Wow.
Let's see who else we got. We got Jimmy Jr. from Bob's Burgers. Jay Johnson, I think, is one of the rival anchormen.
I watched
Adam
that
McKay
movie.
and Judd Apatow both make cameos in it. Luke Wilson. Did anybody get Luke? Yeah, somebody
Yeah,
got Luke
yes,
Wilson,
got
right? Yep.
I got him,
Dean
yeah.
did. Dean did.
Oh, I did.
No, I think Jess did.
All right.
Just, I
Somebody
don't
list
get a
it.
lot
I
here,
didn't list
okay?
it.
The dog is not credited in IMDb, but I looked it up just in case. His name is Peanut. It's the only film he was ever in, so I didn't think anyone was going to get it anyway.
Like we would have had to say Peanut, correct?
Peanut, because he's not in any other movie. So you couldn't say, oh, the same dog from whatever. It just
Right.
Yeah.
The kid, Alex, you remember Jimmy Bennett? He's from the Star Trek movie. He's young Kirk.
Yeah, and he was in that No Ordinary Family.
Yes, and he was part of the kind of the Me Too movement when he outed Bourdain's wife for having a relationship with him.
Rose, yeah. Oh, that's
yeah. While he was Anyway, so that is it for Anchorman. You from Tropic Thunder. Let's see. Steve Coogan is the director of the film that dies right away.
Of course.
You got your Danny McBride, you got your Bill Hader, your Nick Nolte. Maria Menounos and Tyra Banks have cameos as themselves. Christina Taylor, Ben Stiller's wife, is in it in the film Simple Jack. Is his love interest in Simple Jack.
Oh, yeah.
You got Matthew McConaughey. Yvette Nicole Brown from Community is in it with no lines as Matthew McConaughey's assistant. Tom Cruise, John Voight. Jennifer Love Hewitt is Jay Baruchel's date at the Oscars at the very end.
Yes.
You were right with Jason Bateman also being there. Also, Lance Bass is the boyfriend of the black guy who's from Percy Jackson.
Which, if I remember, his character's name is Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, and he's always trying to promote his drinks.
Busted Nut, and there's another one he had.
I don't remember, Dean.
Yeah, one of them's Busted Nut. Yeah,
and
then Alicia Silverstone is also in those scenes as well. Okay, not many from How to Train Your Dragon. I always forget that it's America Ferrara is the love interest in How to Train Your Dragon.
I assume she'd be 2 points, right? Like,
Craig Ferguson's kind of the same thing, but the two big dragon voices, no one would have gotten these at all. But one of this, Ashley Jensen, who is from Extras and Life After with Ricky Gervais, is kind of like his love interest in Life After and his main friend in Extras. But the big one is David Tennant.
What?
Is a voice of one of the dragons. I'm not sure why, but he is.
You know what's funny? Now that you say that, I feel like that was a fact I knew at a time because it's like a weird, baffling thing. And then I just deleted it for space, I guess.
Can I ask who he is? Asking for a friend.
David. He's the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who, but he was also the co-star of Broadchurch. He's in Broadchurch. He's in the Fright Night remake. He is...
I was the friend that Dean was asking.
David Tennant, very famous.
And then he had something recently, too, that I started watching, and it just stressed me out, where he is a priest.
Yeah.
Inside Man or something like that? And he also
was like Criminal. He was in an episode of Criminal on Netflix recently.
Yeah.
But if you've never seen Broadchurch with him and Olivia Colman, that is worth the watch.
What's the name of the movie?
It's a British
crime show.
Yeah,
okay.
Broadchurch.
Season,
yes, and every episode you're like, oh, this guy totally did it. And then by the end of the episode, you're like, oh, no, it's not him.
And it's Netflix or?
It
was like a BBC show, but I'm sure it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It was forever.
It was, it may not be there now, but you can probably find it on like CBC Gem or something.
This episode brought to you by BritBox, where you can catch up on all your old favorites.
Get comfortable with BritBox.
Okay, so let's do a tally here. Dean, 12 points for Bill Hader, 8 for Danny McBride, gets you to 20, 7 for Jay Baruchel, gets you to 27, Tom Cruise, 35, John Voight, 18, 53 points.
Well done,
I'm going to kick myself for not picking Vince Vaughn right now. I have a feeling.
Alex Young, 15 points for Tobey Maguire, 8 for Kristen Wiig, gets you to 23. Fred Armisen gets you to 35. You threw up a big X with Justin Theroux. Mm-hmm. Nick Nolte gets you to 43. Matthew McConaughey gets you to 53. You are tied with Dean.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow. Has this ever happened before?
No.
Oh, wait.
Well, we've had people
in real life we have, but not in the...
In real life.
Not in this, the virtual reality version.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Jess Taylor, Katherine Hahn, Ben Stiller, that gets you to 23.
Jess might have been.
Jonah Hill, 29, gets you to 29. Tim Robbins gets you to 41. Luke Wilson gets you to 53. Gerard Butler, 57.
Oh my God, Jess, that's what did it.
And Jess, that's why I was like, don't fuck up.
Don't screw it up. I got
Yeah,
it.
because I didn't think Dean wasn't going to get like a 20 plus. His John Voight made it very, very close.
I was a little nervous on that one.
And so even if he had pulled Jack Black, it wouldn't have been worth that many points because he's like 12 points for Anchorman and 2 points for Trumpet.
Interesting.
I love that Jess could have pulled Will Ferrell and beaten it. She would have.
Right?
That would have been great if she won by 1. Yeah,
Yeah.
she
That's a
had
good
done
point.
like
That's
yeah,
I could have said, or I could have said
Robert Downey Jr. or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. Or
But yeah, that's why I was like, just
Christina Applegate or whatever.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
fuck up and say someone who's not in the film.
I know,
And really-
and I was gonna say Vince Vaughn. Again, I don't know why I have a panic moment, and I have a better. Doesn't matter.
and that's the difference there. Like Alex and Dean both had zeros. If they don't put up
Yeah.
a 0, they probably beat you.
Correct.
Curses.
But we didn't. So
Taylor
seize the day,
curses.
Jessica. It is yours. You have won it. Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jessica. Like I said, we had a
Yeah.
66% chance of having a first-time winner. I
Like-
think is this our first girl? You know, and not
No,
it's not
Ashley
about,
won.
No, but I was gonna say our first girl winner in quite some time.
Well, only because the last 2 weeks it was
Have
only
been
dudes.
guys.
Only dudes.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, you're
You know what?
right there.
I can sleep soundly tonight.
Oh, you're gonna sleep like a baby.
I-
You're gonna be
oh.
like, I'm so smart. Those guys are so stupid.
Sleep
I
on a big
worry-
pile of that prize money.
I
Oh
can't
my
wait to
God.
rub it
All
in
the
their
prize
faces
money.
next week. So, Jess, what we do now is, since you're the winner,
Oh my
you
god!
get to suggest
Ooh.
who I should try to get as a future guest, celebrity-wise. Not some of our friends. I'm so tired of working with our friends at this point. I see you
I don't
guys
blame you.
more now than I did when we used to work together. So if you could give me, it could be a huge celebrity, it could be a small celebrity, it could be Canadian, it could be whoever, but just someone you think might be a fun get on the show that will never happen.
And if we ever get them, Jeff will get a tattoo.
That's true, I will get a tattoo.
I did hear that on one of the
Yes.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of their choice, a small tattoo. And when I say small, I'm holding my hand up so you guys can see. You
Well,
know, it's that-
unfortunately, your camera's frozen, buddy. So,
Oh.
as far as I'm concerned, that tattoo's the size of my cat.
All right.
True story. Because I've used all my brain power to think of all these wonderful deep cuts. I'm gonna take. Alex may have made a very good suggestion. He says Wink Yahoo.
You should do Wink Yahoo for sure.
Wink
who the hell?
Yahoo.
Who the hell? Who is Wink Yahoo?
I don't
He
know.
was
I
the
just wanted to.
host of Uh-Oh. Remember, Jess? He was the host of Uh-Oh. It was like,
That's
"Please welcome
right, and you and I had
Wink
talked
Yahoo!"
about this.
And then he would like had
You
the
and I
big
had
hair,
talked about
not
this.
dissimilar to mine, and he was the host of Uh-Oh.
I stand by this.
Okay, I'm gonna put that down. I don't know if
Wink
he has any
Yahoo.
if he has any socials that I can try to get in touch with him.
Still alive, but if he is,
I don't know if he's
Okay.
still alive.
If he's not available, can I try for Yahoo Serious, the Australian comedian that had like one movie?
no, but we would accept the whoever played the executioner in Uh-Oh as well, or the Punisher that would like drag the children into big vats of ooze.
Don't know
In
what the
retrospect-
show is at all.
You don't know Uh-Oh? Jess, you do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the game show.
Jeff, you never. It was a YTV children's game show.
And you got like soaked by slime at one point.
Yeah, it was like very Nickelodeon in that like kids would compete and there's physical challenges and trivia, but then they would get like dumped. Like it's the 90s, so like ooze was dumped on them, and
I think this is in between me
you might have been in
being
like
young enough
college
to watch
or
it
high school,
and not old enough to have kids to be watching it, and I probably wasn't watching a lot of YTV.
it's a thing. It's such a thing where every once in a while you'll go to a Value Village and there will be an Uh-Oh contestant T-shirt that someone has donated. It'll just be there.
Okay, well, I will try to track down Wink Yahoo and see if we can get him on the show.
I don't know
Cool.
if I could have thought of anybody else that would have actually like.
Great.
No,
How would Jade Bastianel?
we.
I think we've Jay Bearish.
Jay Baruchel
Fairchild.
was
Sorry,
the-
Fairchild.
Oh, I thought you were saying that on purpose.
No, I think he was he the second person we've tried to
Mhm.
get? I think he was second.
Oh, okay.
With the stipulation that if he does come on the show, Alex has to introduce him by doing his
My Jay
Baruchel
Baruchel impression.
person. Yeah, which I was like, that's such a bad idea.
Oh, wow.
I was gonna
As
say
good as-
Ryan,
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was in Toronto just yesterday,
That'd be a
so we
fun
could have
Yeah,
gotten him.
I feel like he's busy.
What's he
I don't
got
know.
going on?
I don't know. He might have some
Is
stuff.
there a Deadpool movie or something?
Yeah, maybe Hugh Jackman might,
Maybe.
take time out for us, but
Maybe.
Ryan Reynolds probably not. Alex, do you have? Oh, sorry, just Taylor. Anything coming up for you? Anything you want to promote? Other than this podcast, obviously.
Other than this lovely podcast, no, I just want to get fully better and not be sick anymore. I want to promote health for myself.
Nothing better than having a cold in July, right?
Yeah, it's the worst. No, just no, I got nothing overly to promote. Just I will say you have done something to my brain when I watch movies now. I actually I'm mentally taking notes of who is in these movies because you've now changed movie watching for me in a good way, of course.
No, it's fully been ruined.
Yeah. Like I said, you're that person now when you're watching something on like Prime, you pause it and you go to like the X-ray. So you'd be like, oh, it is that guy. It is that guy. Now I know.
And I pull a Craig Smeaton and watch the credits at one point.
You got it.
You have to.
I'll watch stuff now and like shoot Jeff a text and be like, it's got a deep cast. Perks of being a wallflower.
Yeah.
Lots of people now and
they do.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Dean Harrison.
Hey.
Anything coming up for you? I know you while your a cappella career is over, you still do play music, but do you have anything coming up?
Nothing I can announce, unfortunately. Okay. There might be a couple of things in the fire, as they say. But
that's fun.
But still doing Cool Kids. Helps the Regent Park School of Music. It's a great cause. Go to coolkids.com to find out more.
You don't have any more shows with April Wine coming up? Or?
No more shows with April Wine. I wish. Yeah.
Dean, is this a good time for you and I to announce that we're starting an April Wine cover band?
I think this is the perfect time.
Yeah,
I think they'd be proud. Maybe you can get April Wine on. Have they done any I don't think they're doing anything.
What is April? Give them a question and they just sing "Sign of the Gypsy Queen" in its entirety, and we're like, that wasn't an answer, but thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I feel kind of bad. Like we're kind of ragging on April Wine a little bit.
No, they're not.
I just want to what is their big?
I don't even know.
Sign of the Gypsy Queen.
Oh, you could have been a lady.
Could have been a lady.
Could have been all right. That one.
Yeah.
Could have been.
And then just between you and me.
Sing that one, Jeff. I don't know it.
Let's see. According to Spotify, I have 3 songs. Oh, and Say Hello.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big one. That's always on Q107. Or at least
I say, who would know a lot of April Wine is Fred.
Yeah, Fearless Fred would know that. But now I feel like Q107 has really shifted into more like 90s rock. Mm-hmm. Right? They've kind of stopped playing 70s and they've shifted into like 80s, 90s more so.
But they still got to hit that CanCon. You still got to get some April Wine.
Still got to get some April Wine in there. Yeah. I mean, they're just loading up on Tragically Hip right now.
That's true.
Alex Young, how about you?
Nothing really to promote other than, go to your local rep cinema and support video stores. Also, if anybody would like to watch Broadchurch, it's available on Prime Video in Canada, the first season. Oh. The other 2 are not, but the first season is available if you're looking to catch up and you're like, who is this David Tennant character all the kids are talking about? You can check them out on that, including Academy Award winner Olivia Colman. But that's it. That's all I got for you, Jeff.
And one of the guys from Hot Fuzz was in it, wasn't it? Patty Constantine.
Yes, Patty Constantine is in it, and Jodie Whittaker, who would go on to be a doctor as well. A few after David Tennant.
Yeah, it's a good show, Dean. It's worth watching.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for the recommendation.
It's really uplifting. It's hilarious.
Isn't it a crime drama?
Oh my gosh, it's so sad.
It's about a dead kid. Yeah.
It opens with a dead kid. And
so depending on how you feel about kids, comedy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I want to promote more soap for Alex in Hotel Room.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I would.
Alex, I have a question for you. You don't bring your own soap when you go away? You don't?
Not at a hotel. An Airbnb, yes, absolutely. But a hotel, that is an amenity I expect.
But
wow.
I'm always afraid. Now, Sandy has said something to me. Sandy, my wife, has said something, especially those ones where they've got like the dispenser in the shower.
Yeah.
Right. They'll have those things. She's like, I don't want to use those because she's like, I'm afraid someone has put something in there.
Yes.
Like, because it's just
something gross.
I don't know. Yeah. Something gross, man. Like you've seen hotel rooms. Yeah. But you can still put other liquids in the soap.
Yeah. I know. But the soap,
they have a very,
whatever gross. Say somebody spits in it. I know we're saying it could be worse things, but let's say it's spit. Somebody spits in it. It's soap. The soap cleans bacteria. That's soap's whole deal.
Okay, let's say it's not spit, Alex. Let's say it's a couple steps up from spit.
Yeah.
But-
So Alex, I think our
what you're saying is your wife wants to get like a clean bar of soap that you open.
She brings her own body wash or shampoos with her. Also, she has, she's particular about her hair, which I would think you would too be, Alex.
Oh, yeah, no, I absolutely travel with my own shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
I'm not
because your hair is very fancy.
It's blazingly fancy.
But the body wash, you're okay with.
Yeah, usually I'll just use like whatever bar because they're going to replace the bar every day, typically.
Sure, yes. Bars I get.
And my partner,
liquid,
usually she travels with soap as well. And we even comment this the one time she forgot soap is the only time we needed it. And I will bring soap for an Airbnb, always. But for a hotel, that is an amenity.
Okay. I mean...
maybe at certain hotels. Clearly not the one you were at.
Clearly not this one. Every other hotel I've stayed at, even like real janky ones in like Wawa, Ontario, they're like, here's a little soap shaped like a goose. I'm like, great, thanks.
All right, Alex, where's my outro for today's episode?
Delivered.
Whoosh. That's my sound of things coming in on text.
Can I also dedicate my win to Craig Smeaton? Because I feel like I channeled my inner Craig Smeaton.
Does he need more wins in his name? Come on.
I'm just dedicating part of my win to Craig because we had a good lunch yesterday. I feel like, get the juices flowing. That's all.
You're such a kiss ass.
Yeah.
Look at you. Oh, make the guy who's winning all the time feel even more special. Whatever, Jeff.
He lost the last time. He's fine.
That's true. I beat him by 1 point.
Did you?
1 point.
Did you? Oh,
point.
right.
Sorry, Jeff.
No, hey, don't worry. I love shows when they go over an hour long. It just means I have more editing to do to get this down to a listable.
We're at 58:30, so if you talk
You're
fast,
fine.
not like you did earlier with that very slow game, then it'll be fine.
It was like 0.5 on the speed dial.
For real.
I'd like to thank our contestants, Jess and Dean. Congratulations to this week's winner, Jess Taylor. And of course, thanks to my co-host, Alex Young. I just want to take a moment to pose a question. Is the glass ceiling such a bad thing? I, Jeffrey Ulysses Penn, firmly believe that it's okay for women to make 70 cents on the dollar because their brains are smaller than men's.
Jeff, oh my God, this is not a place for
Find us on Twitter,
man,
Instagram, Facebook, and anywhere you get your podcasts. I'm Jeff Ulysses Penn. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.